Hello everyone, this is Joel over at Launchpad Legal Marketing, and today I want to talk about one-star reviews on your Google Business Profile. We're going to talk about what happens when you get that notification that a client has just left a one-star review. So before we talk about one-star reviews on your Google My Business page and what you should do about them, we want to make sure that you are getting the notifications of reviews as soon as they come through. Two ways to do this: have the Google My Business app installed on your phone, and the email address associated with your Google My Business account is one that you have access to and check on a daily basis. Both the Google My Business app and having access to the email will give you an instant notification when a review is left, whether that is positive or negative. So it's Friday morning here, 85 degrees in Southern California, and we were looking forward to a nice light day so we get out and enjoy the sun. As we were going through our reputation and review management overview and review for our clients, we did find out that one of our clients did receive a one-star review. Part of our SEO bundle is keeping an eye on each and every client's business profile on Google each and every day. So we were immediately notified both in our Google My Business app, and we did receive an email. The email looks like this, and you can see it gives an overview of the star rating, as well as a snippet of the text and an option to view more. The Google My Business app, you'll see very similarly the most recent review on top, which will show the star rating and the review. If you don't know how important these reviews are, let's just take a quick peek at how these reflect out towards potential customers. So if you do a name search on Google, for example, for this business, Just Document Preparation, we'll see in the search results that there is a knowledge panel or a business profile. That is your Google My Business profile there on the right. And right there, we do see that the star rating and the reviews are publicly viewable to potential clients. We can also see when you do an industry and geography search that in the map placement, the review summary will be populated. Here, Paralegals in Riverside, we do see Just Document Preparation business listing in the map, and we do see that the current reviews with that new bad review is factoring into the overall score. Now in this situation, it isn't the end of the world. We can see that Just Document Preparation has a couple dozen 5-star reviews. So this 1-star review doesn't average down the overall rating too bad. But people with only a few reviews are going to be more impacted by one bad one, which is why it's important to be notified as soon as one does happen. Furthermore, your reviews and ratings are a ranking factor to be within that 3-pack on the map pack as they call it. Typically, we see that in competitive industries where there's multiple people in Google My Business profiles on the map, the 3 that are there are typically the ones that have more reviews and a higher rating. So these things all factor in to how you're going to be visible when people are searching for services in their area. So we contacted our client immediately, and they were aware of the person who left the review. They explained that the situation was that it was not a client, it was actually somebody calling and looking for assistance. Just Document Preparation informed them that that was not a service that they could assist with. That person or the person who left the reviews continued to ask questions, at which time the business had told them that they should look for somebody who handles those specific matters so that they would get the most specific and useful information for them. The team at Just Document Preparation hung up the phone and thought nothing else of it. They had provided at least a point in the right direction for that person who was looking for a specific service that they did not handle. All of a sudden, 2 a.m. this morning, that person did leave a review, all caps, very rude, very unhelpful. So what's somebody supposed to do in a situation like this? Well, first of all, there's a couple of options. You're going to want to start with seeing if the review is eligible to be removed based on Google's content guidelines. With everything on Google, there are terms of use and policies that need to be adhered to. This is no different for people who are leaving reviews on Google and Google My Business profiles. So again, if you're lucky, you're going to be able to flag the content and hopefully have Google just simply remove the review. Their guidelines for posting reviews do include many reasons on why it can be flagged. Here we see a list of those. Typically it's going to be defamation, it's going to be threats, it's going to be inaccurate information, off-topic information. So in these situations, if any apply, you're able to flag the review and have Google determine if they can simply remove it. The process for flagging an inappropriate review is fairly simple. Let me show you how that looks. Okay, so here is how you can flag an inappropriate Google review. First of all, we're going to visit our Google Locations page, and then we are going to click into the location in question. So once we're in there, we're going to have all of our information in our dashboard. You can simply go down to the Reviews tab that we see here, but it should be in the summary here, Latest Reviews. So you can simply do a reply here if you are going to do a response. But if you want to do a flag as inappropriate, you're going to want to visit the Reviews tab. And then here, you're going to see the try dot on the reviews or the settings or the options. And if you click there, you're going to see an option to flag as inappropriate. Click on that. Currently, we do have a warning from Google that there is high demand in their Google My Business section, so it may take longer for somebody to get to it and manually review. That's fine. We also see a link to Google's content policy, which we did see earlier, but we can look on that and we can see exactly the breakdown of Maps users and their contributed content policy. And as we saw earlier, we do see a quick list of the things that Google would consider inappropriate and reasons that you can flag it. So make sure that you double check that. You want to make sure that you are flagging something that is in fact inappropriate. So once you've done that, you're going to click the continue button. It's going to open up a new tab, and then we are going to see the options. You're going to place your email address into it so that they can notify you of updates. And then also you're going to select the violation type. Here we see hateful, violent, inappropriate content, advertising or spam, off topic, or contains conflicts of interest. Once you select that, you can go ahead and choose the submit button. And then at that point, they are going to do a review. Keep your eyes posted on the email address that you did populate, and that's where you're going to get a notification or an update. Also, from that point, you're going to want to keep checking your reviews tab, because you will see an update. They may not always send a notification, but you may see that the review has disappeared or has been removed on that. So the second option is, if the review does not violate Google's terms and policies, is we recommend to reach out to the person who left the review. If you're monitoring and you're notified of the review, you can typically reach out and contact them same or next day. And in some situations, they may realize that they have overreacted, or they may not realize that you are going to call them on the review that they left. In these situations, it simply takes a phone call or an email if you do have that person's contact. And we've been successful with this method in the past many times, simply asking them, calming them down, and then they will remove it. Currently, we're in the second phase. The business owner has reached out to the person who left the review. There was no answer on their phone, but they did in fact leave a message and request for a return call, and hopefully discuss the matter and see if there are any options to resolve it. The third and final option is, if the reviewer does not contact you back, or they're not willing to remove the review, then you can start drafting your public response. So a public response is important, because if you post nothing or respond with nothing, then potential clients, potential customers who see that review and read reviews only see one side of the story. Your public response is an opportunity to shift the point of view and the perception of your business for anybody that sees that review. You're able to spin it and turn your business image into a positive, even by way of a 1-star review. Now again, we are in the second phase. We are waiting to see if the person who left the review contacts back the business owner, but proactively we have already drafted an initial response draft so that we can be ready should we need to respond. Here's what that is at this point. Hello, Francis. We are deeply concerned about your review and comments. Our goal is 100% customer satisfaction before anything else, as you can see from our dozens of 5-star reviews. Even though you are not a client of ours, I do remember the conversation in detail. I simply stated we could not assist with the particular matter as it was not a service we offered. I did recommend that you reach out to someone who handles such matters. I'm sorry we could not provide more information to help you, but rather than lead anyone in the wrong direction, it was best for you to find someone familiar with your situation to help. Our team always aims to provide a pleasant experience to our callers, even when they are not our clients. If you would like to discuss further, please reach out to any of us on any of our published phone numbers. So there we can see that to that 1-star review and that rating, we have now shown others out there that are reading those reviews our response, that we're standing up, that we're being proactive, that we're not being unprofessional by way of the review. And it paints us in a more professional image, and if anything, almost cancels out the perception or the brand image that 1-star review did leave. So an important tip on crafting and drafting your response is to not go in and be emotional. It is an emotional experience when somebody leaves a bad review, and for any small business owner, it is hard not to take that personally. What you need to do is remember that this is going to be a public response and others are going to read it and they're going to see how you interact in situations that aren't always pleasant. And so I always say draft it, and you're going to want to sit on that draft. Maybe you're going to want to show some others in your office. You're going to want to come back to it a little bit later when you have a cooler head, and just make sure that it's really what you want to be published out there as your official response from the business. So if the reviewer hasn't gotten back to you to discuss, at this point you're comfortable with your response, you can go ahead and publish that and reply. So in your Google My Business app or in the dashboard online, you can visit the review section and you can click the reply, publish that in, and then it will be live. From there, you're going to want to keep a close eye on your Google My Business and see if that person who left a review does any follow-up. Sometimes there can be long strains or there can be edits to the original. So you're going to want to monitor that to make sure that the review that they left doesn't change, or there's responses that need further to be addressed. So in conclusion, we saw that 1-star reviews are not as bad as they initially seem. Sure, they're terrible to deal with and it can be hurtful, but there are ways to deal with this and keep a positive spin on your business. If you're doing business for any length of time and you have enough client base or volume, it may only be a matter of time before that happens. It's important to remember that all of your Google reviews are factored and averaged into your Google rating. So the more reviews you have, the less impactful a 1-star will be when it does happen. And a quick plug for our SEO bundles. All of our SEO bundles do include reputation and review monitoring and management. For our clients, we fully manage their dashboard. We check daily for new notifications that come through, new reviews, good reviews and bad reviews, and then we help the owners craft responses or interactions with those to make sure that their brand image is the best that it can be. I'll just read a quick testimonial from one of our review and reputation monitoring customers. Launchpad Legal Marketing's review campaign has been invaluable for my online law presence. Clients tell me all the time that they choose me over other lawyers because of my online review presence. Prior to Launchpad taking over the process for me, obtaining reviews from clients was like pulling teeth and always made me somewhat nervous. After Launchpad took over, they ensured that my stellar reviews skyrocketed. Best of all, the process has been painless, taking less than 10 minutes of my time every month. I could not be happier with this service. Any questions? Feel free to hop over to our website. Check out our review and reputation monitoring package as well as our SEO bundles. Any questions from there, you can just shoot us a contact form or give us a call. I hope the information helped you out. Thank you.